Hello and welcome to the Network Security FireJumper Base Tour presentation. This is part of the wider FireJumper Academy program for 2018. The agenda is as follows. I will be covering off the product overview, capabilities, platform management, sizing, and also the licensing as well, which plays a huge part of the overall solution. Before I do so, I'd like to cover the historical perspective of Cisco Firepower. It's based hugely on the Snort capabilities. So a little bit around Snort. This was created by Martin Rush in 1998 as both an engine and a language. Following that, SourceFire was founded, which gave the world a commercial version of Snort. This was also founded by Martin Roche in 2001. Following that, SourceFire acquired an organization, a company called Immunet, which gave more cloud-based anti-malware capabilities. This acquisition was completed around 2011. Following that, Cisco acquired SourceFire in 2013, and as you can see, there's still the logos and branding there. Most significantly is the SourceFire branding and wording is still hugely popular and part of today's offering, and also moving forward as well in the future, of course. So how did we get to where we are today in terms of the next gen firewall offering? Well, you'll also see that we have the acronym FTD. This is Firepower Threat Defense, which is basically our next-gen firewall offering at Cisco. So in terms of the Firepower Threat Defense capabilities today, this is really based around a lot of work, a lot of capability around ASA and Firepower convergence. As you can see here in the diagram, we see that the ASA, which is based around a lot of stateful inspection technology, PICs, firewalling, and VPN 3000, was also hugely part of the ASA platform and offering. So this was also combined with the Snort and the Firepower capabilities that we ran through in the previous slide. So together, combining both Firepower and ASA gave us Firepower services for ASA. This was the initial integration phase, which has led to what we see today as part of the next-gen firewall offering and the Firepower Threat Defense image and capabilities. So this has allowed deeper integration and will allow more and more development moving forward, taking us into the future and other offerings and other products and solutions. So this is really a good diagram to provide an overview in terms of where the FTD has come from, and the phases of development and integration. And it shows the end-to-end capability of that offering and solution we have today in terms of next-gen firewall or the FTD offering. So in terms of security, application, and convergence, so let's have a look at this in more detail. So the internal architecture of FTD is shown in this diagram, as you can see here. There are three main components. First main component is the Firepower component. Snort and other supporting components are part of this. So this mainly consists of Snort and its supporting components. These are highlighted in light blue color in the above diagram. This also contains the SF tunnel components that enable the communication between the FMC and the FTD, the Firepower Management Center and the Firepower Threat Defense. In terms of LINA components, these are features and modules coming from the traditional ASA firewall. They are highlighted in dark blue. It contains the important modules like routing, VPN, ALGs, for example. It also enables HA and clustering. Another important job of the LINA components is to obtain the packets from the network interfaces. In terms of management components, these are new components added to the device and are primarily meant to offload relevant functions from the FMC to the FTD to help improve the performance of FMC, the Firepower Management Center. The advantages of moving few functions to FTD are explained in the next slide. But before we go there, I'd just like to give you an overview of how things are architecturally and how they are placed now. In terms of linear components of the OS, this is responsible for handling all traditional firewall blocks. Lena owns the network queue and handles interrupts from CPU to pick the packet up. It also contains packet drivers, for example. The snort component is the heart of inspection. When it comes to snort, it runs through a set of pre-processing rules and activity, where the packet is processed for layer 7 attributes. The load balancing of packet data from hardware to Lena will occur in a NUMA, a non-uniform memory architecture aware fashion. On the SSP3RU compute blade, there will be two CPU sockets forming two NUMA nodes. Traffic is distributed to the Lena threads via the MIO switch and cruise-NIC. On all other hardware, there will be one NUMA node, and there is no change to the way that the network hardware distributes packet data to Lena. Other relevant terminology, which will help support some of the slides that I've provided or run through already, as you can see here. So Firepower Threat Defense is the unified code-based software image. ASA with Firepower services, you have to consider that it has two managers to provide full firewall feature set. Firepower 2100, 4100 and 9300 appliances are the brand new hardware product offerings, which can run a combination, can run FTD or ASA. Firepower Next Generation Firewall is FTD, Firepower Threat Defense, plus hardware or virtual appliance. Firepower Management Center is the advanced security analytics as well as a centralized policy, firewall policy management. So these are the acronyms which you'll probably come across, and also kind of reinforces that the messaging provided in the previous slides. So let's look at where the next-gen firewall from Cisco goes above and beyond other firewalls. Let's just say that other next-gen firewalls fix some problems but create new ones. For other firewalls may claim to be next generation, but because they focus on applications rather than threats, they are less effective at threat prevention and often ineffective at identifying and remediating advanced malware. In addition, while they may protect you before an attack, they generally do not protect during and after an attack across what we call the attack continuum. They offer little assistance once you do get infected in scoping the infection and containing it, and also remediating it quickly. And there are actually another silo to manage as well. These silos are brittle, inhibiting business growth due to security inflexibility. Organizations need a next generation firewall that is fully integrated and also threat focused. Cisco Firepower Next Generation Firewall is a complete solution. It's the industry's first fully integrated threat focused next gen firewall. Our threat focused capabilities are industry leading, and our integration extends beyond simply security services and includes integration across networks and endpoints, and with other Cisco security solutions as well. Our approach provides you with 5 key benefits. Firstly, it stops more threats, both known and newly emerging targeted threats as well. Next, it gains a deeper understanding of your network. This enables the following benefit: the ability to detect threats earlier and act faster. Then, with Firepower Unified Management, we help you to reduce management complexity and automate many routine tasks, security tasks, saving you time and increasing your ability to be responsive and agile. The next generation firewall integrates with other Cisco security solutions to provide enhanced visibility, greater effectiveness, and easier, consistent policy management and enforcement. This unique, comprehensive approach to firewall security is built on unprecedented visibility into your environment. Other security solutions don't provide the awareness that we do. They may see applications, but they often miss vulnerabilities lurking in a network's infrastructure. Typical IPS, as you can see here as we build the slide, threat visibility often hinges on strong intrusion prevention system. Most IPS security solutions will discover certain threats. Typical IPS looks at network signatures to determine the presence of threats. Typical next-gen firewalls go further, enabling greater visibility into user information, application protocols, file transfers, and web applications. However, they still don't provide enough visibility into hidden vectors. These vectors are important because it only takes one opening for an attacker to get in. Cisco Next-Gen Firewall, or Cisco Firepower Next-Gen Firewall, delivers a better view of more areas of your business. By leveraging this network discovery, you can see everything, enabling granular security policies to be created and enforced. Our next-gen firewall uniquely sees client-side applications and operating systems, mobile device types, and corresponding browsers, virtual machine communications, and network devices, all while detecting the latest and most advanced forms of malware. Today we're going to frame our conversation around common use cases that Firepower Next-Gen Firewall tackles. Firepower Next-Gen Firewall doesn't just deliver on our convergence story, it delivers a fully integrated threat protection platform. Integration extends beyond simply security services and includes integration across networks and endpoints and with other Cisco security solutions. Our threat-focused capabilities are industry-leading both for known and unknown threats via our NGIPS and AMP functions, advanced malware protection functions. Unified management is new with Firepower NGFW, and our 6.0 release of Firepower Management Center, now just one policy for firewall, threat, and file disposition with a single interface. So here's a range of the firewalls which can fit specific customer niche types of requirements. So essentially, Cisco has a next-gen firewall for every business. We can look at the small and mid-sized businesses. In this scenario, we'll probably be looking around, as you can see there on the left-hand side, the ASA 5506, ranging from that form factor all the way up to the 5516X, for example. In the mid-range side of things, you can look at the 5525 all the way up to the new Firepower range of appliances, from the 2100 to all the way up to the 2140, as you can see there. These provide enterprise-class security for the edge, internet edge, and offer superior threat defense. If we look at the larger enterprise scenarios, we can certainly consider the Firepower 4100, and this is kind of where the 5585 would have played a part, but we're looking more around offering the Firepower 9300 for those demanding scenarios that customers have. So this provides carrier grade security for data centers and again for other high performance settings. In terms of the Cisco ASA 5500X, as you can see here, some more details around the capabilities and some other facts and figures. So in terms of performance data, we have a good slide here to show some throughput capabilities on the Firepower 2100 series with FTD. So you'll notice that there is no degradation on performance when adding IPS. So this is a pretty good story to tell customers there. So normally once you turn on some of the capabilities, you'll see a degradation in performance, but there's no drop in performance in the scenario highlighted there. In terms of the Firepower 4100 series, this has 4 new models that provide a performance and density optimized on a platform for internet edge and other high performance environments. It delivers up to 80 gigabits per second of firewall throughput and is the first in the industry to offer 40 gig interfaces in a one rackable unit form factor. There are dual SSDs netmod slots, and power supplies as well, to provide more options for scalability. So they offer multi-service capable, offering a suite of threat services as well as options to run Radware Defense Pro, DDoS and ASA as well. Via the Firepower Management Center, you have unified management over these multiple services. This enables users to go from managing the firewall to controlling application use to investigate and remediate malware outbreaks with ease, let's say. The new Cisco Firepower 9300 appliance is purpose-built for a carrier class multi-security service security application service providers. What it does is provide tight integration of best-of-breed security applications from Cisco and third parties, delivers superior performance, deep integration, and advanced orchestration and management. This product delivers scalable security, including Cisco ASA firewalling, Cisco Next Generation IPS, Cisco Advanced Malware Protection, Radware Distributed Denial of Service Mitigation, additional best-of-breed Cisco and third-party security services in the future. So you can scale according to the needs of the customer. With this security appliance, Cisco has reimagined service provider security with containerization of its own and partner security services. Advanced threats are identified, contained, and remediated without inhibiting service delivery or network flexibility, speed, or scalability. So in terms of the Firepower 2100, 4100, 93 in a snapshot, this can give you an overview around deployment, and looking at the form factors, whether you can cluster, and so on and so forth. So really the 2100 is a mid-marker on internet edge or small data center scenarios, so addressing those scenarios. 4100, you'd be looking at data center and larger enterprise scenarios and servicing those kind of environments. 9300, as we've mentioned, is for service provider, giving you some huge capabilities for throughput and DDoS and so on and so forth, as you can see there. In terms of other form factors, other deployment options, we also have the virtual next-gen firewall. So this is the latest step in the evolution of Cisco ASA firewalls. This product is based on Cisco's vision of an open architecture with support for multiple hypervisors that are independent of virtual switches underneath. We're opening up the configuration and management with open APIs as well. What does this offer? Well, consistent security efficacy. This will help you rest assured that your security policy is being enforced consistently across both the public and private cloud. Can consolidate security posturing, which gives you a single pane of glass to simplify the process of planning and implementing security. There's the open architecture scenario, which you can take advantage of, which provides support for multiple hypervisors that are independent of the virtual switches underneath. Open APIs and flexible licensing model gives you the ability to pay as you go and access to reporting on your service utilization statistics. In terms of the ASAV offering, as you can see here, there's a few offerings there in terms of the virtual form factors that the ASAV can offer. So the ASAV 5 can give you 100 meg of throughput capability, all the way down to the ASA V50, which is 10 gig throughput capabilities. You can download this easily with your CCO ID, and the Lab Edition actually comes with a license built in to work with 100 kbps throughput, and 100 total connections are allowed on that capability, on that offering. So it's really to provide testing and lab environments and to help you to transition onto any of those offerings there, Cisco ASAV 5, 10, 30 or 50 for example. So Cisco's next-gen firewall virtual capabilities enable you to secure the workloads consistently across the data center and public cloud. The next-gen firewall V, the Ngfw is based on Cisco's vision of an open architecture with support for multiple hypervisors that are independent of the virtual switches underneath. We're opening up the Ngfw configuration management with open APIs, as I mentioned. Additionally, the next-gen firewall V allows interoperability with any third-party IKEv2 remote access clients, as well as mobile clients. We're offering a flexible licensing model, as I said, with our next-gen firewall virtual version. This will bundle our existing node-lock license solutions into simplified firewall and VPN tiers and enable new and existing models like usage-based licensing pools. This virtualized approach to Ngfw is now available on the Azure public cloud. So in terms of uncovering hidden threats at the edge, you can identify SSL communications and decrypt the traffic with SSL decryption before performing attack, application, and malware detection. This decryption can be performed at 3.5 Gbps rate over 5 million simultaneous flows. SSL decryption can be deployed in both passive and inline modes and supports HTTPS and Start SSL-based applications. Decryption-based policies can be configured to exert granular control over how encrypted traffic is handled and logged. For example, you can limit decryption based on URL categories and maintain user privacy. You can also automatically block self-signed encrypted traffic or block traffic based on SSL version specific cipher suites or unapproved mobile devices. SSL decryption ensures that no hidden threats get through your network. Once traffic is decrypted, you can enforce granular web controls to block or allow access to URLs and domains. URL filtering makes it easy to minimize your exposure to web-based threats. Access control can be as broad or specific as needed to restrict access to harmful or inappropriate sites. In addition, Cisco teams have categorized over 280 million URLs into more than 80 categories, and we're adding new URLs to this category or categorization structure all the time. Now you can block sites, subsites based on category instead of on the specific name or keyword. One more feature we have added is DNS sinkholing. This lets you block malware at the DNS lookup stage before the user downloads the malware to the system. If a DNS request is going to a malicious destination, then a host not found is returned to the user, and the request gets sent to a local honeypot server for further analysis. This gives Firepower Threat Defense powerful ability at the edge. Our intuitive user interface makes changing and updating policies easy. Drag and drop new sites to block or allow, for example, columns to introduce new rules instantly. In addition to protecting against web-based threats, we can control application access with AVC, application visibility and control. Traditional firewalls enforce policies based on IP address, port, or protocol alone. AVC, on the other hand, identifies each app using a database of over 4,000 apps and over 180,000 micro apps, then allows or blocks it on per user basis. You can also limit exposure to peer-to-peer file sharing, gaming, chat, or other risky non-productive apps that are often evading traditional firewall protection capabilities. AVC also offers granular control over both applications and micro applications, allowing access to certain apps while restricting micro applications such as videos and chats. You can also detect mobile device types and their operating system. This enables you to enforce policies that allow applications only on certain mobile device types or only those devices using the most current operating system, for example. As social media is a growing part of any business, or many businesses out there, but not everyone in your business needs to be part of it, right? Limit the features available based on users or user groups. For example, you can set policies so that general users can like posts or retweet content, but only the marketing group can post photos and videos, for example. AVC can also be used as a security control with the ability to restrict high-risk applications such as the remote desktop protocol for users who won't be needing them anyway, such as financial users. Lastly, you can monitor which applications, users and organizations are overusing valuable bandwidth, for example. You can then limit that activity to certain times of the day or certain types of company approved applications. Our open source version of AVC enables admin to extend this level of control to proprietary custom applications through Open App ID. In addition to this, you can also share custom application detection signatures with other users through Open App ID. Open App ID is Cisco's open source application focused detection language. It enables self-service creation and sharing of custom application detectors through an intuitive user interface and a simple language. Custom application detectors can then identify custom, localized and cloud applications without being dependent upon a next-gen firewall vendor's release cycle or roadmap. The Firepower application detection engine that identifies and controls access to over 4,000 applications has been enhanced to recognize Open App ID defined applications. In the same way that Snort was an effort to open source the intrusion detection game, Open App ID is a way to open source the application detection game. Firepower support of Open App ID defined applications demonstrates Cisco's commitment to the open source initiatives and the flexibility that it provides to our customers. On top of this, extensive visibility and control, the next-gen firewall enables you to easily manage unwanted traffic with new policies and controls added to the next-gen firewall's industry-leading feature set of firewall and AVC capabilities. The next-gen firewall now integrates identity policy with the Identity Services Engine, enabling implementation of per-user access controls. Visibility and control can also be extended to virtual desktop users through VDI identity integration. The PX Grid ensures that identity-based access policies are consistent throughout your security deployment. The new Cisco Firepower Next-Gen Firewall also adds authentication through Captive Portal. With active authentication, you can prompt users to enter credentials through their browser window, providing visibility into the user's IP address and their associated network events. This enables accurate profiling, so the next-gen firewall can easily or precisely base policies on a user or group of users. This visibility and control can be extended to guests as well, with the addition of a guest button to Captive Portal. Captive Portal offers many configuration options for user authentication, including support for Windows NT LAN Manager as well as Kerberos authentication, enabling you to adapt authentication methods to your network and security needs. The Cisco Firepower Next-Gen Firewall also brings true IP policy control with the ability to examine X forward for true client IP as well as custom HTTP headers for each incoming packet. This enables you to block threats sooner, reducing the amount of traffic that needs to be inspected more deeply and increasing bandwidth. The next-gen firewall can also examine tunnel headers for packets being passed through a VPN connection. This enables unwanted traffic to be detected and blocked as early as possible. It also makes it possible to seamlessly migrate your existing security policies onto your Cisco Firepower Next-Gen Firewall appliance. Finally, the Cisco Firepower Next-Gen Firewall provides rate limiting policies, enabling the enforcement of granular rule-based limits on bandwidth consumed by users, devices, and applications. It offers visibility into bandwidth usage with reports on how capacity is allocated. This additional visibility and control makes it possible to implement quality of service rules on different applications, enabling you to prioritize or block usage based on business needs. On top of enhancing your traffic control, you can also deploy the Cisco Firepower Next-Gen Firewall in the best suited way for your network and security needs. The Ngfw supports both rooted and transparent firewall mode, enabling support for L2, Layer 2 or Layer 3 firewall routing. Fail-to-wire netmods can be used to easily implement active and standby failover, so you can choose the best way to respond to firewall failure or outages. In any of these options, you can configure the next-gen firewall interfaces in 3 modes: inline, inline tap, or passive. Inline mode lets you route all traffic through your Ngfw's firewall and threat defense services. Then allows or blocks it based on the results of that analysis. Inline tap routes traffic to the next-gen firewall without actually sending it through your network, enabling you to test your next-gen firewall setup. Passive mode lets all traffic pass through without affecting it. Your next-gen firewall can also be deployed both virtually and physically, providing additional flexibility to meet your network requirements. Finally, the Cisco Firepower Ngfw supports dynamic network address translation and port address translation, as well as static NAT. The Ngfw makes it easy to configure NAT policies across devices with the ability to set shared NAT rules. And in addition to being able to pick the right deployment mode for your needs, you can also deliver scalable performance across many sites. The Cisco Firepower Ngfw is deployed in a pair for high availability, further reducing the likelihood of failure. And you can migrate your failover configuration to a clustered into chassis 4100 configuration to further improve your firewall's reliability. Additionally, you can boost the reliability of your next-gen firewall appliance by clustering virtual instances of the firewall within the appliance, known as intra-chassis clustering, which is available on the Firepower 9300. On top of clustering, the Cisco Firepower Ngfw delivers the ability to also offer unmatched visibility and threat detection through Firepower's NG-IPS capabilities, which are based on the award-winning SourceFire IPS appliance. NG-IPS helps you protect the network more effectively than other intrusion prevention systems. As NG-IPS continuously scans network traffic, it uses all the information about your devices, applications to better analyze intrusion events by automatically correlating that information with the vulnerabilities those assets contain. The next-gen IPS can assess each threat and prioritize which intrusion events are impactful and should be immediately investigated. In addition to protecting the network more effectively, NG-IPS can also help reduce the workload of IT staff. By correlating asset information with vulnerabilities those assets contain, NG-IPS can automatically determine the appropriate IPS rules to put in place to defend against the risk contained in the environment. This feature not only results in better security, but it enables organizations to do more with the limited resources they have in place. NG-IPS can also leverage user identity, site reputation, geolocation, and more to determine the risk posed by communications. It then automatically adapts security policy, inspection depth, and controls to better align security with the threat profile of your environment. The multi-vector correlation feature helps address sophisticated blended threats that combine various evasive methods such as phishing emails, innocuous payloads, stealthy network profiling, infrequent callouts, etc. It enables easier and earlier identification of infected hosts by correlating and tabulating suspect behaviors across the varied attack planes and integrating network and file level activity. By automatically correlating behavior information with the vulnerabilities that your network assets contain, the next-gen IPS can assess each threat and prioritize which intrusion events are impactful and should be immediately investigated. All of this can be seen and controlled from wherever you're located. NG-IPS can be managed on-site or remotely across locations to ensure protection is always up to date while reducing IT staff workload. Then you can leverage multiple malware detection methods. So you're going to have the ability to leverage engines that provide simple one-to-one signature based matching, and you're also going to be able to catch what's called or termed the low-hanging fruit quickly, so that you don't have to go hunting for signs of a breach or indications of a breach. So you can find hidden malware in your environment using AMP and all of the associated detection methods. So whether it's on premise or in the cloud, so these are other considerations that you can look into as well, and leverage. AMP provides point-in-time protection to analyze and address malware before it even enters your network or encounters the network. Some more details around the detection methods. So the one-to-one signature engine detects malicious software by signature-based approaches, and the fuzzy fingerprinting can capture polymorphic variants of that threat with large-scale data mining techniques that no one else offers. The machine learning aspect or engine goes beyond signature-based detection to identify previously unknown malware through large-scale analysis and automated models. Indications of compromise can identify actions associated with known malware, as well as analyze unknown files to see if they perform those actions. Dynamic analysis can then run any unknown files in a secure threat grid sandbox for deeper investigation, and advanced analytics compares the results to global threat trends. Device flow correlation determines a file malicious intent by noting the inbound and outbound communications it sends or receives. All of these features work together to provide superior malware detection and protection. As you can see in that diagram there, they're interlinked and work very, very well together. But when files do bypass the perimeter, AMP is still protecting you. Of course, continuous protection is a unique feature that addresses malware after it enters your environment. Retrospection continues to analyze files over time. The attack chain weaving correlates the actions of the file to provide an extra dimension of file analysis. Behavior indications of compromise can also detect malware by the behaviors it executes within the network, while file trajectory tracks a file's paths across the network and through devices. Breach hunting leverages both trajectory and the behavioral indications to seek out malware based on where it traveled and the behavior it exhibited. All of these continuous protection features come together to defend attacks even after malware enters the environment. Once threats are identified, AMP helps you to remediate quickly, restore operations, and minimize downtime. With the release of Firepower 6.1, the Firepower Ngfw is now capable of using both the AMP private cloud and Threat Grid private cloud to accommodate any configuration of the cloud that your environment security compliance requirements dictate. All of this exceptional protection is available on the complete set of Firepower appliances, which also enables you to provide proven zero-day threat protection to all users, wherever they are, using the latest or largest threat detection network in the world called Talos. So Talos is a recognized leader in threat detection as validated by NSS Labs, with industry-leading threat research that was able to identify breaches before anyone else. So there's a few or quite a lot of threats that have been detected by the Talos research team. So a lot of this detail is available online. But through Talos, you can get industry-leading threat intelligence tailored to your business through unequal visibility from an unrivaled amount of processed data. Talos looks at 1.5 million daily malware samples, 600 billion daily email messages, and 16 billion daily web requests. With over 250 highly skilled malware reverse engineers, threat analysts, and zero-day vulnerability research engineers, Talos catches threats that traditional security infrastructure and analysis systems can't. These analysts are conducting threat engine development and detection research on the largest open source intelligence network on the planet for endpoint, web, and network-based threats. Talos automatically updates Cisco solutions every 3 to 5 minutes, meaning your company is always up to date and protected by the latest information. Talos provides a 24/7 view into global traffic activity. This enables Cisco to analyze anomalies and uncover new threats. No other company can offer this benefit. In addition to getting comprehensive protection from the security intelligence services, you can also take advantage of the management options. This will provide visibility and control where you need it. So Cisco offers multiple security management platforms that you can choose from depending on your needs. In terms of the Firepower Device Manager, this enables easy on-box web-based management of common security and policy tasks. The Firepower Management Center provides comprehensive security administration and automation of multiple devices. The Cisco Defense Orchestrator enables centralized cloud-based policy orchestration for multiple sites. On the Firepower 2100 series, no separate chassis manager is necessary. We'll take a closer look at each of these platforms, starting at the Firepower Defense Manager. So the FDM or Firepower Device Manager is a single deployment for non-sophisticated security teams. So this is, for those of you that are aware or familiar with ASDM, this is the latest on-box management capability or way to manage on-box directly, for example, using the FDM. You have improved functionality, consolidated management, enhanced control. It's easy to set up as well, providing a pretty good user experience. So in terms of centralized security administration and automation of multi-device deployments, you can leverage Firepower Management Center. This can deliver comprehensive network visibility and control for multi-site deployments in one centralized location. Known before the release of ASA 6.0.1 as Firesite Management Center, the Firepower Management Center is optimized for multi-site deployments, offering the ability to manage all Firepower appliances across distributed locations in one central place. FMC unifies, centralizes, and simplifies policy creation to ease the burden of administering the defense in-depth architecture. The Firepower Management Center fully leverages Ngfw's unprecedented visibility in the form of comprehensive reporting with customizable tables, graphs, and charts. In addition to alerts and risk reports that provide immediate notification of potential issues, FMC will recommend security rules to help you know how best to respond. The Firepower Management Center is also designed to meet your network needs, available in physical and virtual options and built for high availability. The Firepower Management Center is unified, providing network and endpoint visibility, providing firewall applications and threat line of sight, providing tracking, containing, and recovery remediation tools. It's scalable, providing central role-based management, enabling multi-tenancy, enabling policy inheritance. It's automated, showing impact assessments, providing rule recommendations, and remediation APIs. New FMC appliances are now available that enable greater scalability. New FMC appliances are available that allow even greater scalability. With these new appliances, you can enjoy a 50% increase in managed devices that are supported, consolidated central management for all threat platforms, improved IT efficiency via automation, and an open analysis platform. Cisco also provides a cloud-based platform for customers who need to enforce policies in multiple sites. Some more details can be provided on the public domain via the datasheet. As you can see there's an example and there's a link there. So this can be the first reference to speak about the features and solutions depending on the conversations you've had already, or you can use this as a conversation opener. Beyond FMC, we also offer Cisco's Defense Orchestrator. As I mentioned in the previous scenario, Cisco provides cloud-based platforms or cloud-based platform for customers who need to enforce policies in multiple sites. So the Cisco Defense Orchestrator is a simple, efficient, and effective solution that strengthens security posture across your entire security portfolio. Cisco's Defense Orchestrator is a cloud-based security policy management tool that enables your team to streamline security policy orchestration and next-gen defense. This extends the reach of your current resources and helps you to achieve better security without adding any complication or complexity. The Defense Orchestrator helps you close gaps to strengthen your security posture by enabling you to design and deploy policy uniformly, uncover and remediate unplanned changes, and extend protection to the application layer. Cisco's Defense Orchestrator is simple. You can manage next-gen protection through a single interface. You can orchestrate security policy management from one place. You can build security policy templates that help you apply consistent security policy across branches. It's efficient, right? It enables security experts to craft policy templates to be deployed by any member of your team. It uses simple search-based management to quickly see how policies are enforced across devices. You can also leverage automatic layer 7 protection through CDO. It's effective. It's designed to deploy policy uniformly. It can uncover and remediate unplanned changes and extend protection to that application layer. Next, we'll look at the 5-pair Ngfw options that are available today. You can bolster your defenses as needed by integrating new capabilities flexibly. So you can manage security policy changes across both physical and virtual Cisco security solutions with the cloud-based solution that we mentioned, which is Cisco Defense Orchestrator. So in addition to what we mentioned already, you can use Cisco Defense Orchestrator to manage your policies through the cloud with 7 key capabilities. Device onboarding gets you up and running in minutes. Onboarding devices is easy, and managing security should be too, of course. Object and policy analysis. With Defense Orchestrator, you can orchestrate the 4 aspects of security policy management: change management, auditing, optimization, and monitoring, so you can modify, track, and test and optimize your security policies. Security templates enable you to determine the best security practices for your company and apply these practices out across your entire business. Simple search-based management enables you to search through your security policies, making it easier to locate and modify as needed. Change impact modeling makes it easy to determine the impact of policy changes prior to deploying changes across your entire organization. Out-of-band notifications surface any unplanned change at a specific branch to the lead IT administrator. If the lead admin doesn't approve the change, it will revert to the original template. Automatic reports for attacks and threats, top destinations, top web categories, and top applications enable you to view aggregated information about your Cisco security solution, virtual and physical, for deep analysis of what's working, what policies or objects need to be improved, and which locations are lacking protection. Cisco Defense Orchestrator makes it easy to ensure that you have the same policies at all your locations and within your cloud environment, whether you're using public, private, or hybrid deployment. Additionally, you can also enhance the Ngfw's policy control with Cisco Identity Services Engine. ICE enables you to set access control policies for BYOD, guest access, and segmentation as well. As a result, Cisco Firepower Next Gen Firewall integration with ICE enhances the user identity data available to the Firepower Management Center for use in analysis and policy control. By subscribing to Cisco's Platform Exchange Grid or PX Grid, the Firepower Management Center is able to enforce consistent policies across the network, as well as download additional user data, device type data, device location data, and trusted security group tags. SGTs such as employee, guest, supplier, server, quarantine, and suspicious tags are used by ICE to provide network access control. This brings you added visibility into users on your network, but also provides you with actionable intelligence. You can create and automate policies based on SGT or on device type or in any of the other information provided by ICE. On top of that, added visibility, Cisco Firepower NGFW also delivers the ability to deliver programmability to the NGFW with the REST APIs, making it possible for you to tailor your NGFW setup, monitoring and configuration capabilities. This enables you to implement custom functionality within the Firepower Management Center. For example, you can use REST API to generate authentication tokens or create custom access control policies. As part of our Phase 1 development, API functions will also include register or deregister device, manage device group, manage interfaces, inline sets, virtual switch or security zones, manage objects, manage access control and access rules, read intrusion policy, deploy to device, monitor device status and device and interface statistics. In addition, the REST API provides the ability to connect Firepower to Cisco ACI solutions and enable consistent policy control across application-centric infrastructures. With REST API, you can manage Firepower devices, Cisco ACI solutions, and customer-developed orchestration solutions in one single platform. Finally, the REST API makes the Firepower Next-Gen Firewall interoperable with other Cisco and third-party products, enabling further network flexibility. On top of this interoperability, the Cisco Firepower Next-Gen Firewall enables you to leverage Firepower Radware DDoS capabilities. So you can prevent network and application downtime. Radware VDP is a virtual platform that can run on the Cisco Firepower Next-Gen Firewall to detect and mitigate zero-day network and application DDoS attacks in real time. It does so using patent-protected adaptive behavioral-based signature technology that eliminates the need for human intervention and does not block legitimate user traffic when under attack. Radware VDP deploys seamlessly on the Firepower NGFW, delivering this protection while maintaining high capacity, providing 10 gig throughput through legitimate traffic and up to 42 gig throughput for legitimate traffic when running with 3 security modules on Firepower 9300. In addition, it can handle up to 627,000 connections per second and block up to 5,400,000 packets per second of flood traffic to ensure that your systems stay up and can weather any DDoS attack. Cisco offers multiple platforms for managing security, each designed for a specific type of user. Solve your virtual desktop infrastructure security issues by integrating VDI platform identity into the Firepower Management Center. Typically, when virtual desktop users connect to the internet, only the IP address of the VDI platform is visible to the firewall. This makes it very difficult to track suspicious behavior within the network. But you can use a terminal services agent to track the IP address of the individual virtual desktop users, then connect it to your Cisco Firepower Next-Gen Firewall using the RESTful API. This makes it possible to track the behavior of individual VDI users, enabling you to identify risk behavior that would otherwise be hidden. On top of bringing security to virtual desktop environments and deployments, the Cisco Firepower NGFW lets you also recognize known threats based on the DNS addresses using the Firepower NGFW's integration with Cisco Umbrella. Cisco Umbrella delivers DNS-based threat intelligence by tracking 85 plus million daily active users and 100 billion plus daily DNS requests from over 160 countries to build a large global database of known threats. With experienced teams of data scientists, engineers, mathematicians, and security researchers, Cisco Umbrella spots threats that traditional systems simply cannot. This is enabled by a cutting-edge approach to developing threat intelligence built on graph theory, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and three-dimensional visualization. With Firepower, you can also provide secure access to remote locations with the Firepower NGFW's VPN support for a variety of endpoints. It works both with mobile and non-mobile devices and supports native Apple iOS and Android VPN clients. Additionally, the next-gen firewall is tightly integrated with AnyConnect, the world's most widely deployed VPN client, according to IDC, protecting over 100 million endpoints worldwide. Cisco Firepower also uses IKE version 2, a standards-based VPN client, so we can support customers whether they have AnyConnect or not. This broad support enables the NGFW to integrate with any kind of VPN setting, whether it is a few roaming users or an entire multi-site infrastructure. Our VPN capabilities also support split tunneling, even on mobile devices using AnyConnect. Remote employees can spend corporate data through the corporate VPN, or can send corporate data through corporate VPN, but personal apps and data can travel a different path. This ensures protection of important information without bogging down network traffic with non-business information. With all these features, Cisco Firepower NGFW also extends the same protection or threat protection, data loss prevention, acceptable use, and access control to any user. You can also bring in the security intelligence you need with Cisco Intelligence Manager. Cisco Intelligence Manager runs on the Cisco Firepower Next-Gen firewall to integrate third-party sources of threat intelligence in addition to the Cisco sources. It enables you to operationalize intelligence from a variety of sources with support for critical file formats, namely sticks on taxi and CSV files, and support many types of security feeds including IP, domain, URL, SHA-256, and email-based observables. It then communicates this intelligence to Cisco security elements, be it analytics elements or physical and virtual appliances. The Cisco Intelligence Manager also collects observations from security elements, then correlates them into security incidents, informing you of the threats facing your network and enabling you to refine your security posture. Finally, you can, using the Firepower appliance, get more from your network and enable top-class application performance. Only the Cisco Firepower NGFW delivers both visibility that you need and the superior threat protection that you expect. The Firepower appliance delivers top threat effectiveness with very low total cost of ownership per protected Mbps. Besting many well-known NGFW providers as shown by test results available on cisco.com and on the NSS Labs website. The Cisco Firepower NGFW is part of a broad Cisco portfolio that delivers game-changing network and security results with the ability to detect threats 3.5 hours after a file is first observed, according to our annual security report. For comparison, the industry median time to detection on advanced threats is approximately 100 days. Cisco provides the integrated advanced malware capabilities or abilities directly within the Cisco Firepower NGFW, and so this allows you to shrink the exposure time and remediate rapidly. Cisco can deliver immediate security results to your network. Why wait any longer? So you can also bolster your defenses as needed by integrating new capabilities and in a flexible way. The Firepower NGFW integration deliver the ability to reduce the administrative burden of transferring from your prior ASA appliance to the latest Cisco Firepower NGFW with the Migration Assistance tool. The Migration Assistance tool enables you to transfer policies, settings, and groups from your ASA platform to the latest Firepower platform, be it the 4100 or 9300. And by easing your transition to the latest industry-leading Cisco NGFW feature set, you can benefit sooner from the ability to choose the right Firepower NGFW that's right for you. So, the right Firepower NGFW for you depends on the device and service contract that you currently have. If you have an ASA 5525X, 5545X, or 5555X, you can refresh your appliance with a Firepower 2100 series device. The 2100 series devices are available with the Firepower Threat Defense software image. Customers who currently have the 5585X series should replace their appliance with a member of the Firepower 4100 series. The 4100 appliances can support either ASA or Firepower Threat Defense software image. Upgrading today ensures that your organization and those customers are protected with the best NGFW capabilities that Cisco has to offer. Customers will likely fall into one of two categories. As further to that, those who need new hardware and those who need to enhance their software. In terms of new hardware, in terms of buying a new box or the new hardware associated with that scenario, ASA 5505, 5512 and 5515 devices are reaching end of sale at the end of February 2017. Well, if you have one of those devices deployed at customers, for example, the next best step is to replace the device with one that supports Firepower services. The recommendation that ASA 5505 customers move to 5506X device. The device 5516X is recommended for customers who currently use 5512 or 5515 device. Once you've replaced your device and ensured that your service contract is active, your Cisco representative can help to ensure that your device has the latest FTD software image enhancement. So migrating to the 2100, if you have 5525, 45X or 55X, you may wish to migrate to a new 2100 Firepower series appliance. The Firepower 2100 series devices come preloaded with the FTD software. Firepower 2100 series devices are the next step in Cisco's pursuit of offering business resiliency, greater IT efficiency, and integrated defense, threat defense, that is. In terms of new software, some customers have appliances that are FTD capable already. Customers who already use an ASA 5525X, 5545X, 5555, 06, 08, 16X devices and an active service contract should contact their Cisco representative to discuss how to enhance their FTD their devices with FTD software. In terms of transition, regardless of your path to FTD, upgrading today ensures that the organization is protected with the best next-gen firewall capabilities that Cisco has to offer. So in terms of sizing, please refer to the communities document, which gives some recommendations around sizing and considering the performance that is required in that scenario that you're talking to at that point in time and that scenario that you're seeing. If you'd like to confirm the recommendation, you can open a case with partner help as well. If you go to the URL www.cisco.com/go/ph, choose a service type of Cisco product or service information and subservice type of product information. In the question field, denote that you would like to confirm next-gen firewall and next-gen IPS sizing with the Cisco Performance Estimator and provide the following details. In terms of the customer scenario, throughput, the kind of capability that they would like to deploy and use. So on that link as well, as you can see there, there's a good white paper which can provide details around what you should be kind of discussing with that customer and with that scenario in mind. You also have some details on the FTD migration tool, as you can see there. You can download that. There's information around how to use it. The URL with the password is presented there. There's also some videos that have been created by the team, posted on YouTube, for example there. FTD migration resources. There's a dcloud with Cisco ASA to FTD migration tool session that you can use as well to demonstrate the capabilities of that tool, for example, and the full scenarios are provided on that dcloud catalog section there. In terms of the migration resources, further to that, there's the guide available from that URL, that download link. And again, there's lots of detail on the community site as well, where you can post questions and share your experiences and information further. In terms of licensing, we're going to cover that in more detail. But the management center 1000, 2000, 4000 physical appliances, or the management center appliance, has more information on the link there. You can see the network security ordering guide in terms of licensing, the management center hardware selected based on firewall configuration deployed, and the number of appliances and events to be monitored. Those are important considerations when you're looking at sizing and ordering and licensing. So a SmartNet is also ordered separately. So in terms of licensing further, these are the considerations as part of the whole solution. The hardware, the software, consider that obviously you need the respective hardware to handle the traffic, the image and so on. The software plays a huge part. You have firepower threat defense image. Just to remind you, you have the L2 to L4 inspection taken care of by the ASA side, and the advanced inspection, the firepower capabilities are converging to that firepower threat defense image, providing end-to-end coverage there. In terms of licensing, you have to consider that threat, IPS, SI, DNS, security intelligence, DNS, malware, AMP threat grid. URL filtering is blue term-based. Base next-gen firewall is perpetually included. So on that you have the options and terms 1, 3 and 5 year licensing. Traditional ASA licensing are not included. Licenses are required for both elements of a HA pair. Some important considerations there presented. In terms of smart licensing, you have the traditional or classic licensing scenario on the left there. There's key benefits associated with licensing and smart licensing in that sense. This essentially helps customers understand how Cisco software is used across their network. The classic side, or the previous historic side, you have a limited view. Customers don't know what they own. You have to manually register. You have to manually register the devices with the product activation key. You have to unlock the code, or you have to unlock them with the license key. It's device specific. License is specific to only one device. In terms of the smart licensing, what we're doing is offering a complete view to give you software, service and devices in one easy to use portal. You can automatically register the devices, no packs, easy activation, product is ready to use. It's all visible. You have the company specific details. You have flexible licensing for use across products. There's a voice of the engineer training video available via the Cisco community link there, as you can see there. So I hope that was useful in terms of migrating licenses with ASA with firepower to firepower threat defense. You can migrate ASA with firepower services to the FTD licenses at license registration portal, as you can see there. But the customer needs to have the smart account available there. What's really essential is the ordering guide available there, provides details on the SKU, relevant explanation, and just general overview and guidance around ordering the appliances and licenses. Thank you.